Hello, welcome again. And it's Kevin Sandy from Royal Solutions Foundation. Oh, guys, this is a presentation I did before in a camp, and I just wanted to do it over and do it better because the noise, the background noise is really, really a lot, and I needed to get it clear across to you all. And of course, you'll have access to the slides and so forth to get more information. All right, so we're talking about AI and human beings and how we're going to be doing this, how we're going to relate to human beings, how we're going to be related to how human beings are going to relate to AI, the benefits, the applications, the usage, the dangers, even the different things that we know that are going on, all the different noise on the airways, on the social media across the globe. We just want to bring some some sanity to all that crazy noise. All right. So we're gonna talk about the craze, the AI craze. We're gonna talk about um, AI, what is AI, and humanity, and so forth. But for now, we're gonna just deal with one, and then we're gonna deal with dangers, the future of AI and human beings. So you'll get the full picture. All right. So what is this craze? What is this craze about AI that's going on? Right? A lot of noise about AI, and which we know right now. If you search on Google for anything, if you search on Bing or Yahoo, anywhere on the search engine, you will see AI coming up and giving you your answers before the actual answers from the internet. Right? As before, you're gonna get these lists, but now you're seeing AI coming up with a description before you get your results because they're using AI now. This is just to introduce you to it, to get comfortable with it. All right. Now you can create with AI with just sentences, just describe what you want, and it will create it images, characters in different games, or for your different book or whatever it is you want to create. You can just write a description and get it. But before you couldn't do that. You have to code and so forth. And then now you also have production. A lot of productivity work taking place behind the scenes, and then governments are trying to introduce productivity in different organizations with AI. And what is going to happen is that this is going to allow you to get access to things that you apply for in the government, or going to get access to results or information in companies very fast. Normally if you go to apply for, you want to apply for like an ID or driver's permit, or you're going to register a company or register a booth or something, it takes some time to do it. AI is going to speed up that process. That's going to take minutes, less than an hour, by accessing all the information and giving you the relevant results. Even in workplace now, you're going to have AI helping you solve complex problems. So not just go and do this for me, but you want to get this done, but these are the limitations, these are the restrictions, these are the obstacles, these are the challenges. You're going to put all of that in the AI, and the AI is going to present you with a solution, documented solution on what to do with all the different parameters, all the craziness that you think are the limitations that you have to think about. The AI is going to think about it, all right, and give you a productive answer, efficient answer, all right. This also works because of the access AI have to information that you give it, or information that you have access to online. Okay. Then you have the financial craze, where people are talking about how much money they're making. And I've experienced some of this. I've experienced some of this last year. Let me say, making 288% on our profits on our investment in less than a month, right? I think maybe about 20 something days. So that is something that is happening. So I could testify to this, that this is real. But the thing about it is that the learning curve is not as simple as it says. You don't have to be a guru or a tech savvy person or a coder and that sort of thing. None of that. But normal point and click. You just have to know what to connect to what. Using, if you normally buy online, buy on Amazon and so forth, you can use this and generate income online. Of course, if it's trading, which most of these guys are talking about, most of the people generating income through trading, which I did, then you have copy trading, you have manual trading, and all these things is where the AI bots are doing the trading for you. So this is available where you don't need a bank anymore, you don't need to invest anymore in a company, but you can get trading. But the risks are there because you're dealing with a robot. So you have to be able to weigh the risk with what you're willing to lose and so forth. Because it's investment. All right. And I know I could have made more if it was managed properly. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And I still got 288% on my profits. All right. So I know it works. Okay, so this is a big thing happening. Also, Nvidia, the big chip makers, experiencing some challenges because yes, their chips are the ones that most companies use to build the AI platforms. But what is happening is that uh, people have slowed down in the pace at which they buy AI chips. The pace at which they expand the platforms, they've slowed down. So this is having an effect on Nvidia because they have created so much chips. But it's not that they're gonna lose long term. They might have some delays, some losses short term, but it's gonna continue. It's gonna pick back up, right? Other companies are trying to talk about the possible AI, um, the dot com boost and things like that, and all sort of prophecy issues. But don't bother with that. Don't have time with that. They're gonna pick back up. It's just gonna be slow. You see, a lot of people think that because so much people advertising about AI, that is gonna just take off with a bomb, with a bang, and just keep going. But reality is, people are gonna realize, okay, we're going a little too fast because we haven't been solving the problems. We're buying the AI, we're investing in the AI, but the problems are not being solved as fast as they expect. So what we have to do is, or people are not purchasing the AIs as fast as they expect. So what they have to do is slow down the pace because people are because the only way that's gonna pick up is when more companies or more governments, more organizations are implementing AI solutions. It means the user market is gonna expand, and therefore they will need more chips. You know, but right now a lot of people are taking it slow. Okay, so let's get going, but let's know that it's not gonna die. It's just gonna tip off for a little bit and then eventually take back off, right? As people see the need for it. I'm talking about need. We know that people use AI. Have been using vacuum cleaners in their homes managed by AI. People have been using things like Alexa and Siri over the years. There's a form of AI that they use in that. Eventually, it's going to expand to AI helping you in your home, in your garden, in your job, and in your sporting complex. Yeah, eventually it's going to happen. All right, it's going to assist us. So that's going to happen eventually. All right, but that's what's happening to kind of give a balanced view on the AI craze. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's beneficial, but we have to be able to understand how to use it and what stage we're in. Not just grab onto it and just dive into it without being informed. So we want to inform people to make informed decisions, to make conscious decisions without being led away emotionally by all the drama that's taking place. All right, guys. So understand that this is what is happening, and this we're gonna gradually help you in the areas of educating you and guiding you and so forth. All right. So now also, okay, so now we are looking at the identity of an AI. Like, what is an AI? We don't realize that Alexa and Siri and all these things we used to use before is an part of AI, right? But of course, where they are, we'll show you what the category they fit in. And then of course you have the advent of ChatGTP and Gemini and all these things, okay? Coming along the road. So because of the explosion of ChatGTP and the others, people think that AI now start, but it has always been there, and we're going to show you more of it. All right. So this is just a description, academic description of AI as a digital machine, really. It's a software, of course, and it has the ability to work like humans. In other words, question things like humans, make adjustments like humans, using human intelligence. All right. And that's because it has been programmed to do so. But we don't have to program it. The persons who created the different AIs, they already did all the programming and so forth. All right. Now, of course, from when we talk about human intelligence, the thing about it is that it captures all the human intelligence on the internet related to any subject. So if you ask a question, the information you're getting is not just what Google has, but what all the other platforms or all the other companies or all the agencies that have posted or published information. It checks all of them and gives you the answers that you want, even though you just have it in front of you. And that's marvelous, all right? Better than having to go and ask individual people questions to get your answers, to get the best. But it gives you all, it checks everything, and then it gives you a summary of what is the best result for your question or for your, all right? That's how wonderful it is. All right, so this is the process that it goes through, and that process allows it to be a wonderful tool for us to use. Okay, and that's where we talk about using large language models, meaning or large amount of data, because it pulls data from all over. All right. Any questions here? This is no, and it can do it in any industry. So if your question is in construction, is in healthcare, in finance, whatever it is, it pulls it to you. I know there are three major types of AI, and what I talk about before, Siri and Alexa, which people know, or even the vacuum cleaners that you have, or even the robots that you was working with in Amazon floor. Those are what they call ANI, or artificial narrow intelligence. They could only perform one particular kind of duty, automation. That's all they're programmed to do. They can't do anything else. Your virus scan is like that. Your driving, your um, self-driving car is like that. Your research software that you use, like in mathematics or in research, you have software like I'm trying to remember this software they use in maths, using statistics. Those softwares are specifically geared towards that particular kind of research, all right, scientific research software. Um, I think there was one called I can't remember the name of it now, but it have several of them working at the college, at the university. Come across a lot of them. Then you have the AGI, which is what was created now past few years, that caused the whole idea of AI to become popularized and become this craze. They become this popular thing that everybody's crazy about. Because generative AI can think like humans and make adjustments, but the adjustments are still limited to the area that you program it to function. All right. That is why you can do research on Google, and when you check it, you realize that the first set of information come up is a AGI is answering you. The Gemini, right? That's created by Google. Um, ChatGPT is a AGI. Copilot is a AGI. Cloud is a AGI. So all of those are AGIs. All right, they can think and function and research like humans do, right? And a wide range of tasks as well. And they could do automations. Okay, and then you have super intelligence, which is really AGI without boundaries. It can go and perform anything, but of course it has to be permitted to do that. It has to remove the restrictions and limitations from the AGI, so that it can become super intelligent, which is of course more intelligent than human beings, even more than all the topics or all the research and all the data related to a particular industry. It can find and create its own data, right, and come up with its own ideas. But still yet, this has not been done, because we are trying to keep AI under wraps so that this doesn't happen. Right? Well, a lot of people are afraid of this super intelligence. But why do we need AI? And when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about this story in Luke 16, that Jesus talked this parable about this manager who mismanaged the um, the owner's business, and the owner came and said, "Hey, you can't be manager anymore. You can't hear you mismanaging my stuff, my business." So what happened is that the guy sat down and he started talking, and he started looking at himself as to, and he started saying, I can't do this and I don't want to do that. What would I do? He started thinking about ways to solve the problem. And he came up with an idea which was out of the box. And that is what AI helps us to do. It helps us to get ideas that are out of the box, that are not normal. All right. That's the potential of AI. It could give us that facility. Now, where's the history behind all of this? The real and truly AI started in the 1900s as just an idea of having intelligent artificial people helping us with working, because they're trying to get more work done, but people have to get tired, people have to go home, they have to get shift workers. But if you get machines to do it, the machines could run 24/7 without being tired or without having to take lunch and things like that. That was they actually did it in a play, but the idea catch on, and people start working on artificial intelligence since then. But it was actually not even narrow intelligence. It was actually less than that, right? But it's something that came about, and then of course John McCarthy is the one who came up with the popular to make it popularized, to start bringing it into the public domain, so that ordinary people could get access to services from software. That is really how it started, all right, to get popularized. But to expand the operation of AI, make it even more available to people, um, increase the speed of AI, increase the capabilities of AI. All right. Now, the reason why we need AI, some are good, some are bad. Really and truly, a lot of people don't know their potential. We don't know what we're capable of. So AI helps us to create and to expand and to explore our potential, what we're capable of. That's really, really good. Kind of like how Jesus Christ came on the scene and he disrupted the whole operation, how they normally function, in the Jewish um, world, in Israel. They accustomed to a particular kind of life, and then this rabbi, this master teacher, come and turn everything upside down, change everything. They never heard of people being healed and receive sight, raised from the dead. They never heard of those things. But look at this man coming and doing all these things. It's like, where you got that from? That's what's happening. Is that AI is trying to show us potential that we have, which is kind of like showing us the abilities that we were created with, but we lost it. We don't know it. We're ignorant of it. But of course, because of some people are lazy, they wouldn't realize this potential. So because of that, a lot of companies are looking for employees, they're looking for people to help or to work, plenty of vacancies, but you can't find reliable people. And because of that, they have to use AI to get more work done without depending on lazy people, right? Or waiting for the right person to come along. And this is an expansion that can take place. Of course, we have the whole idea of progress, because that's the main reason. Life progresses. People want to get better quality products, services, and so forth. They want to become more productive. They want to get much more done with less time, less effort, less expense. So we need machines to help us become more productive, so we get to create more without spending so much time. Of course, because of that, now you have the changes that are taking place in different industries where they have danger, like in like a bomb threat, and you have a bomb technician could use AI to help defuse a bomb without having to communicate directly with all the different steps, or actually do it manually to check a bomb and defuse it and so forth. The AI can do most of it um, without human intervention. Dangerous places like oil spills, to deal with oil spills, to deal with different dangerous things, volcanoes, earthquakes, even detecting earthquakes before. AI can actually speed up the process of detecting and evacuate, so that people can be evacuated faster, earlier, things like that. Then you have human weakness. We get tired. We need to sleep. So we need something to be working if people want to get more productive and more production out of their industries. Then we have the whole So the whole idea on all of this is leverage. Leverage is a big thing. And that's the name of the game of the future. Who can give me more productivity with less expense? Who can multiply my time, multiply my resources without much effort, right? Or multiply my effort or the results of my effort. And that's what Naval spoke about here. That's the name of the game, leverage. But there are three types of things we can leverage mainly. We could leverage workforce, that's people or machines that work for us. We can leverage money, so we can have more money working for us, compounding faster instead of years. We can have money's compounding in seconds, right? That's what's happening now. We had an experience with that last year where we were able to generate 288% profits on our investments. You doing crypto trading, forex trading, all those things. The banks are not the only ones who are going to be doing business or generating income now. The individual could have their own bank generating their own income. Things like that. Content. You can generate content by speaking, recording, uploading that in an AI, and that AI you could instruct the AI how to arrange the document and where to send it. So that document can be sent as email, social media posts, or different platforms by changing the how much of the content is posted on different platforms, and of course the voice, the tone of the content. Based upon the platform, it will change the tone. Same content, same information, will change the tone. So all of that can be leveraged. All you did once was spoke into a mic or into something that record your voice, and it transcribes everything. You could even do just a video, and it will take the video, take off snippets, key points, send it to different platforms for you. That's the kind of thing that can happen, right? So a big question people have because of the advent of AI and the explosion of AI is the career and business changes. And yes, these are predictions that have taken place in the whole labor force, US labor force document. I'll put a link to that document in the description of this video. But it's just a prediction of what will happen in the US. It doesn't mean that that will actually happen for sure. And it doesn't mean it will happen in other countries either, but it's just something they're looking at because of the trends of AI, what can happen in the workforce, in the job market, and so forth. Right? So don't take this as truth. It's just speculation. Okay. Then these are the kind of jobs that are declining, that they say will decline over the next 5 to 10 years because of the advent of AI. So you could go through this list, look at them, see if you fall into any of these categories and know that it might. So what you'll have to do is reskill yourself to these jobs here, which are some of the jobs that will be increasing in demand. People will be looking more. So you just to go have online classes now. I am actually doing online masters in AI and management, business business management and leadership. So it's like a double masters, and I'm doing it online. Don't leave your home and that sort of thing, and it's cheap, right? You have a early bird price for $9.95 each of the masters if you take it early, but I'm not sure if they still have that deal. But it's really like $599 for each one of them, for the masters in AI or the masters in business leadership. All right. So you have these options, but besides that, these are jobs that will be increasing in demand. All of these here, all right. Also, in reskilling yourself now to use AI, I'm going to show you that later on, right? How to reskill yourself, the top skills you could use. Now, because of the advent of and the productivity and the ability of AI to replace workers, this is a bet that a lot of the owners of the platforms have, that they can actually have a one-person billion-dollar company. That is possible now, where you can have one person owning a company, running a company, and all they're doing is orchestrating. All they're doing is looking at the different results, tweaking the AIs that are in charge of that area, whether it's customer service, product development, content creation, marketing, sales. I mean, all the different things you could think about, right? Different website design, um, You could have things like the what they call the legal framework. All of these things could be running, and you have AIs managing all of these areas. All right. So these are things that are possible now. But really and truly be even more possible in the next 5 years. All right. That's because people have started testing it and started doing some of it already. Not to the full scale of a $1 billion company, right? But they've started. So these are things that are there and can happen. So let's go on now to the different skills of what you can do with AI. All right. Yes. So these are the top skills that we need to have. Yes, those that you saw before, those are skills that will be increasing in demand, but these are the top skills in relation to AI. All right. Now, two of them are really the ones that we're going to focus on, but all of these are very important. But you can see app development is like how we used to have app development for phones. So you're going to have a lot of app development or AI app development for phones now. So it's going to change from regular apps to AI apps. And what is even nice is that the regular person, the normal person, could create their own app. That is so nice. You could create your own app. Like if you're a teacher, you could create an app for your class. If you're a contractor, you could create your own app for your construction business. The normal person would be able to do that now. You don't need high tech um, uh, technical skills, high tech technology skills, and all of that sort of thing, right? Then you also have AI agent development is one of the top things that you need. The agent is the one that you can build to run a whole department for you, make the adjustments, automation in workflow and in processes and so forth. As you thought, remember earlier I spoke about you want to apply for a driver's permit. Agent could get all the information and create your driver's permit for you, taking all the different problematic scenarios into consideration because in these things that sometimes there is some issue with your driver's permit or some issue with your address or your life or something. So our agent is able to maneuver around all these different challenges and figure out what to do. You should get the driver's permit or not, things like that, or the business registration, anything like that. So the agents are like the top um AI software that we'll be using for a lot of robots or for a lot of automation in companies, governments, and things like that. All right. Because they can adapt and change and fulfill goals and achieve goals regardless of the obstacles. And those are the ones we'll create for dangerous areas and so forth. Right? Then you have, of course, workflow automation, which has to do with the processing of papers, or what you call the pushing papers, from one department to the next and that sort of thing. Workflows, and that could take place in finance, accounting, anything like that. Prompt engineering, what the next um, top one that you need to. In fact, prompt engineering is like ABCs. You you have to learn your ABCs in order to learn how to spell words, right? And how to read. So prompt engineering is the basic that everybody have to learn. Coming is like putting on your phone and viewing or taking a call with your cell phone. That's what prompt engineering is. But prompt engineering is really a big term that just means writing instructions in normal language to instruct the AI what to do. That is all it means. Okay. Okay, so we're going to master that. Then API integration. APIs integration is adding different actions that you want the agent to do if it meets a circumstance, where it can look for information, how we can add something to the operations that it's supposed to take place. So it could be additional stuff that it can do, additional features, additional benefits, additional activities that you could add. And those are like adding software, more software on top of what you're creating. So if this scenario become extremely peculiar, it can pull the strategy or the adjustment it needs to make from another software that it might not have the capability of. Those are APIs. You can actually do that, and these are a professional to create an API for you, or they can actually integrate it into your agent for you. All right. Then you have the content generator, where we talk about taking your content and leveraging your content and taking your content and turning it from just a post to an email to um, a Twitter snippet to an Instagram image or video to a LinkedIn post to the one content. So integration of content generation is very, very important. And you have people who are content creators who can do that, digital marketers who be professionals in this area. And that's a skill you can develop, right? Then, of course, you have the editing of your content, which, of course, is editing of the same images or editing of the videos or editing of songs, music, which you can create. All right. So, all of these things are very important. And then you have, of course, enhanced writing, which is you take your posts and you could turn all your different posts into a book. And that book could become a number one best-selling book and all that sort of thing. So those are skills that we can learn going forward. All right. All right. So prompt engineering, we need to master chatbot creation, we need to master agent creation, and of course, all the other skills we need to learn, right? Prompt engineering. So prompt engineering, as I said, is instructing the AI. So these are the important things in learning how to instruct the AI. You need to give the AI a role. You need to, like, for example, if you are a musician and you want to create a piece, a symphony, you have to say you are a expert musician like Mozart or like so and so be the case. And then you give it the task. I want you to create this symphony out of this piece, and I want you to do so and so. You could, I mean, this could be in construction, this could be in, it could be in fashion, it could be in engineering, it could be in cooking or creating a dish, a recipe for you. I mean, you name it, interior design, it could be in consultation, consulting, medicine, all these things, right? So give it the task. I want you to do X, Y, Z, so and so and so big. Then you give it the context. Why you wanted to do that? What is the context? What is happening in this scenario? You give it the context. What is taking place? Why you want it done this way instead of that way? You give it the limitations. Don't do so and so, or don't present so and so, or don't do this. The do's and the don'ts. Those are the context as well. Examples could be, look at this one as an example. Look at that one as an example. It could be a link to a site. It could be a link to a video. As this is an example to look at. This is what I want to create. This is what I want to have. Examples. So it could be in text, it could be in video, it could be anyhow. And then you have additional notes. Additional notes could be the same do's and don'ts. Additional notes could be just additional instructions for you to take into consideration. You can upload like a document to add and say, look at this document and say, use this document to um, create the answer I want, you know, things like that. But it's really just writing. You're writing in your language. You're not coding. You're just presenting it in a certain order. Basically, that's it. Prompt engineering. So that's the ABCs of building chatbots and agents and all these things. And your agents can work. Your chatbots can do work and respond in human like. I know you could see chatbots when you go on the bank site and the insurance website or different organizational site. It will pop up and they will ask you, would you like to get help today? And it will answer you with a whole set of notes when you ask a question, right? This now is this, you could design your own chatbot for your own company, your own facility, your own organization. Just like these banks and so forth have it, the average person will be able to create chatbots. Can create chatbots right now once you get the right instructions. I actually created one. If you go to sandysmobile.com, you will see this link at the top, well, close to the top, called Sarah. She's business assistant, specifically succession planning business assistant, and she can actually answer any crazy scenario relating to succession planning. Somebody die and you have nobody to put in place. How are you going to replace this person? Or CEOs want to leave, what to do, things like that. Really crazy scenarios in succession planning. Then you have your agents. The agents, as I said, is like your chatbots, but on steroids that can do specific things. They can mimic human intelligence using language, learning language, machine language, and of course, large language processing. For example, the way You process your thoughts to present, to answer somebody, or to talk to somebody, to converse with somebody in your language, whether it's English, Greek, Latin, Spanish, French, whatever it is. It can do that and then know how to respond and present the answers to you. That's how awesome it is. And of course, it deals with repetitive tasks. It's automated, so you can do things like the self-driving cars we talk about, and even more than that. Stop the car, look at the potholes, turn away from the potholes while you're sleeping, drive within the lanes, stay away from other vehicles, obeying the traffic laws. If the road is slippery, it will adjust the driving. All of those things will take place. All right. And of course, you have things like like as I said before, your chatbots plus customer service could be used with a agent, where it answering all the calls, making all the calls for you, deal with your customers for you, getting feedback and relate to them for you. Uh, Example of an agent is this thermostat that was created by Google. It's a device you buy, you put it in your house, and it adjusts based on the temperature of the house. You have nothing else to do, nothing to do except buy it and set it up. All right. Sounds marvelous, but here are some limitations of AI, right? AI cannot replace wisdom, especially godly wisdom. Can't, because it functions on intelligence, not wisdom. And they're two different things. And we're going to talk about that when we deal with what a human is. It cannot replace authentic human relationships. You can relate and get answers, and it can try to be a coach, a mentor, and all of those things. But authentic human relationship, it cannot do it because of there's some dynamics in human beings that psychology has not discovered as yet. That's I tell you. But psychologists has discovered a lot of things: body language, eye movement, um, in things of interactions, tone of voice, things like that. But it still can't. It's still something's missing. All right. It cannot transform character, like transform somebody who is a lazy person into a productive person. No, it can just guide. It can just give you information and so forth, but it can't make it change. People have to do those things. It cannot transform mindsets, culture, all right, lifestyle. AI cannot do that. All right, for you, you have to be able to do that. It cannot make decisions without your permission. So even in the super intelligence, you give it permission to reign, but it only does it because you gave it permission. Once you don't give it permission, you limit it. It cannot go beyond that. So it has some limitations. We have to know. But AI is aware of its environment with the World Wide Web, which we sometimes we are not aware of. We that little part you see on top of this diagram, this is what we know. This is all the search and all the documents and all the videos that the normal person interact with. This big area is specialized information, or what you call how did you normally call it, not secret, what's the word, classified information inside of this deep web here. It's protected. And then down below here you have the dark web. It's a little part where a lot of criminals roam. Right? So that's the internet for you, the world wide web for you. There's a lot of people not aware of that takes place. But AI is aware of all of those things. Warnings: how to protect it. How are we gonna use AI but use it cautiously? Also, concerns, legitimate concerns, are things like being able to capture and keep your information for you, people's attention. So that is why when you're looking at something on Instagram or YouTube and so forth, the algorithm knows what you like and it keeps sending it. No, that is already intact before the explosion of AI. But it will be even more so. I mean, I sure you know about, you visit one site where you were checking something, you're searching for something on Google, and next thing you know, you went on Facebook and you saw it, you see it come up, and you wanted, how in the world they know I want that? I just went and I looked at that on Google, but I went on Facebook and I saw the same thing come up on my feed. That's AI functioning in the background for you. All right. But you go on one place. That's happening. Cybersecurity. It increases threats because the people who know to manipulate AI can use it to steal things, to infiltrate places. All right. But once you have your AI protecting you, there's a battle going on, for and against. All right. Also, it can cause environmental harms. For example, you have people who are doing things in the environment, causing oil spills, causing different weather patterns to change. AI could cause that. AI increases the potential or the ability of people who want to do good or the people who want to do bad. If you want to do good, it increases your potential to do good. If you want to do harm, it increases your potential to do harm. So there's an increase in battle. Then of course productivity, as we said before, job loss that could take place because of high productivity. Um, last, of course, we have this whole thing with help, as we said before, helping bad people, helping good people, and of course you also have the tools to increase personal income, which is a lot of people love that. You have your own bank, right? Privacy concern, your information, your intellectual property could be stolen without you even knowing. People have lost their identity online, where people have mimicked and copied their profile or used their profile and communicate with their friends, and their friends thinking that is them by somebody else. So that could increase, that could get worse. Then you could have that it AI doesn't know the difference between true and false. It just know data. It doesn't know if it's right or if it's wrong. It's there, it can use it and present it. So that's something we have to be aware of. Even one of the fathers of AI, right, Dr. Yum, he said we can't really control AI in the real sense. He think that AI could eventually control itself if we are not careful, right? We think we have control, but he said it's partial control. It's not enough. So that's something we need to be aware of, that we have to protect ourselves and be aware and learn how to use AI properly and know what to be aware of, what to present ourselves on about ourselves online. So not just giving an information, just accepting people as close friends. And there's this whole issue of friendship online. It's not real friendship. It's just people who, what do you call it, is an audience. They're not community, they're not friendship, they are audience. And we have to be careful with that. All right, in this day and age. We have to define our friendship and know what's the difference between a friend, between a confident or a casual friend or just an audience. We have to know these things to protect ourselves. All right. Next, we're gonna deal with, no, what is a human being, and then we're gonna deal with the future of AI and people. Right? Let's go. All right, guys, and as I said before, the future with the history and what's happening, and the fact that these companies are these countries are investing billions, we have to be aware of what is happening. Of course, we have to look at the fact that AI have a lot of concerns about it, and the fact that it's dealing with humans, information, human data. It can become more intelligent than human beings. So we want to find out, okay, what can we do? How can we deal with this in the future? How can we relate to AI? How can we get rid of the fears, right? And to get rid of fears, of course, you just have to be aware of what is happening. So let's get some awareness about difference between humans and AI, what a human is, how powerful we are, right? Future of mankind and AI, right? All right. So we know that um, these are things that are common to us, right? So we as human beings, of course, we are spirit beings, okay? AI is just physical, right? AI has no soul, no spirit. Of course, that means also AI thinks, we think with mind, AI think with data. All right, we give AI the data, we train the AI on data, or we make it available to data. But it's really an artificial mind, not a real mind. That's why it's called artificial intelligence, not real intelligence. Okay? It means that we still have the potential to override it. We have to understand that AI, of course, because we are spirit beings, we have a soul. AI doesn't have a soul. Um, we are created by God. AI is created by humans. Okay, right? So those are simple things. We function like God. That's why the passage that says in Genesis 1, 26, 28, we are created in God's image and likeness. We function like God. We think, we assess, we perceive. AI have some of it, but the level at which we operate, AI can't ever operate at that level because it doesn't have a soul. All right? But AI functions like a machine, just like a smart machine. And of course, it can take human form in terms of human intelligence and try to function as humans. But there are some things missing. We're going to deal with that later on. All right. We age and we die. AI doesn't age. It just continues. But of course, we can terminate AI. All right, can be terminated by somebody. We grow automatically. AI don't grow automatically. All right, our brain grows with age. Data grows with implants or with added information. That's how AI thinking grows, or AI access to information grows. All right. Our memory could be slow with age. AI memory doesn't get slow or fast. Or you could speed it up by actually giving more power, better chips, and so forth. All right. Um, we learn slowly. AI learn extremely fast. Right. Of course, we can do techniques that can help us to learn fast, but we have to learn those techniques. All right. That can be done. We have organs that need repairs. Yeah, yeah, I have parts that don't really need repairs, but it might remain the same for decades once it's in a proper environment, a perfect environment. We don't stay in one place. We move in all about. We eat things. We enjoy different types of varieties of situations and environments. So you know, we are open to a lot of things that AI not open to. Okay, so we live on different foods. AI only live on electricity or current, right? Okay, so let's understand what is a human being, what man is, what human being, male and female children. What are we really? I mean, people think that it's obvious, but it's not obvious. Believe me, it's not obvious. So we see in Genesis 1:26-28, we are creating in the image of God in terms of the design of God, the pattern of how God operates, and his likeness, his characteristics, the form of three parts. We have a body, soul, and spirit. God functions in three, right? The Word, the Spirit, and the Father. All right. So he operates in this one, but God also can multiply in different forms, appear in different forms. Okay. Psalms 8 talk about us having, and Genesis 1 talks about us having dominion and rulership. If you look at these passages, it's talk about dominion and rulership over the entire earth, not over each other. If you look at the list, there will never be dominion over human beings. There will always be dominion over everything on the planet, including the things that make up AI, all the different materials. That is why we could build it, we could put it together. All right. And then Psalms 139, that whole um Psalm, that whole passage talks about how we would knit it together, put together. Awesome. What the word that is used is fearful, which is a kind of dread, it's a kind of fearful honor that other creatures and even the planet has for us, because God built that into them for us, and we were wonderfully put together. The kind of intricacies and features that were put into us. Psalms 82 talk about us being fallen, but we were created as gods on the earth, right? Has been a god to the animals, has been a god to the planet, to the plants. But because of we messed up, disobeyed, we fell from authority, we lost that. So most of us die like mere men, like average people with no power, no authority, nothing. All right. Another thing with human beings, that human beings have freedom of choice. So we could choose to function at maximum potential or choose to function at no potential. That is why we have vagrancy and we have slavery and all these things and oppression. All right. So we have freedom of choice. Of course, if we even go further, we talk about human beings now could decide to return to God and become children of God, right? God loves all humans. God loves, but it's up to us to choose, because we have freedom of choice. Um, Once we return to God and we have this kingdom that we come into, we become royal children of the King, right? Of God the King. God has a kingdom. The kingdom is a government. In Isaiah, it actually says, the government shall be on his shoulder, because God is not religious. God is a governmental creature. He owns territory, he creates territory. All right. That is how he functions. We see here where in Jesus, is saying in Acts 1:8, where he's empowering us to prove who he is, who Jesus Christ is. So we can be empowered. AI cannot be empowered to prove who Jesus is, but we can be empowered to prove who Jesus is. Also, we have the potential of becoming ambassadors of Christ, who is a king, right? Just as God is king, Jesus Christ is the impression of God, which is king. So he's like God in the flesh, king. Not religious leader, king. All right. That's how we are. So if you look at all these different passages and understand how we are made up, we realize God's original design is this creature: sons, saints, dominators, powers, rulers, royal, leaders, the authority, ambassadors, administrators, creators. These things will you start seeing this how powerful we are. And AI can never have this. We could permit AI to do some of it, but it cannot have it as its nature. All right, we were given that as our nature. All right, but how do we dominate AI? There's a nice formula in Genesis 1 that shows us how to dominate, how to become masters. And that formula is be plus do equal have. So in Genesis 1, 26, 28, we talk about God says to be fruitful, right? So be fruitful has to do with become God's original identity that he gave us. Become that. Express it, open it. Do is doing the work of our purpose, which is like multiplying, filling the earth, subduing the earth. That is doing. So we have work to do. All right. Then we have dominion. So when we believe and receive and accept the fact that this is who I am, then I start doing the work of who I am. The dominion follows. The dominion becomes a result. You receive the dominion, have dominion. It's not something you go after. You go after being and doing, and then you receive the results, the control over things. People run down things, but don't know that you will control things. All right. So if we express that even more, be, do, have, right? Being this original creature who God created, like how Christ thinks. When there's a scripture that says we have the mind of Christ. That's the mindset Jesus Christ had. Become the original. He was the original, and therefore he demonstrated how to be an original design creature, the way God created Adam and Eve in the beginning. All right? Because we lost that image, we lost that ability to know what it's like. So he brought that back. And then because of that, we accept it, we believe it, we start living it and identifying ourselves as this original creature called sons of God, children of God. All right. Once we start doing that, then we start once we start, recognizing that and accepting that and believing that, we start doing the things related to our purpose, using what they call skill sets. We start developing the skill of our purpose. We discover I have a purpose. There was a reason why I was created. So let me find out, what do I need to do to fulfill that purpose, and start doing the work. And that includes activities, going to school, studying, improving my skills in that area, right? And then once we start being and doing these things, automatically the dominion follows. Dominion over AI becomes real, right? You start operating as a one who controls. You have things coming towards you, resources, monies, cash flow, peace, joy, favorable experiences start coming to you, along with the challenges. In life, you'll have challenges. That is, you'll have trouble. But what happens is that because you keep being and doing, the challenges become temporary. You start overriding the challenges and overriding challenges. Just like we talk about the AIs that think, what will a human be when you reach an obstacle? It will adjust, it will adapt, change, operation, change strategies. We function like that, so we can have dominion. All right. So humans and AI, we have to decide who's going to be master, who's going to be slave. Right? How can we really dominate this thing? We have to do two things. One is influence. We have been given some secrets. So these two secrets are influence and wisdom. Influence and wisdom over AI. Let me give you some examples. In Matthew 28, Jesus said, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Wow. All means all those people who think they have authority only have it temporarily. Jesus has final authority over him in heaven and earth. Therefore, he's saying, go in this authority that I have and make disciples of all nations. That's an influential statement. Disciples mean students. In other words, teach the nations, make the nations your students. This is a statement of Jesus Christ is saying, we have the power. The children who return and become children of God, who become sons of God, has the power to influence the earth, the nations, to teach the nations, right? And of course, baptizing them in the name of the Father, so which is bring them into the place where they can show publicly, I now belong to Christ, right? That's basically what it is. Influence again. In Mark 16, Jesus is saying again, go into all the world and preach this good news. Gospel means good news. It's not a religious term. It just means if somebody come and give you good news, like you pass an exam or you receive a gift, that's good news. That's what gospel really means. Good news, right? It's not a specific message. It is a good news. But he said, the good news to every creature. So the good news he was talking about is the good news of this kingdom, which he spoke about before, right? This is the good news that he has, but everybody can have a good news. And he said, those who believe the good news and is baptized, they will be saved. They will return. They will come. They will become citizens again of the kingdom. They will no longer be lost, dying like mere men, has the potential and can realize it. But they will be able to come back and actually experience what he experienced, living as God originally designed. And all these different things, all these signs shall follow them. Wonderful signs, right? That's power to influence even creatures, even in the spirit realm, even demons running from you. Because it's not only the physical realm, but the spirit realm, you know, that will be subject to you. And he gave examples of that when he taught his students, and his students went out and they were able to dominate. So these things are available for us. Influence again. Jesus is saying, behold, he give us an authority to trample on creatures, right? And sometimes some people say that those creatures or those words, serpents, scorpions, and so on, represent spirits, demonic spirits, evil spirits. But he also goes further and says, all the power of the enemy, which is the devil himself, who is real. So God, through Jesus Christ, has given us authority over the devil, the spirit realm, as well as the physical realm. And nothing, without our permission, nothing shall by any means harm us. Now, he has all authority, so he could say that. And if he says it, nobody's going to say anything else against that or opposite to that. That's how powerful the influence we have. 1 Corinthians 2, 4 to 5. Paul is given an example of exercising influence. He's saying when he went to teach the people, he didn't teach them with wonderful words of men's wisdom, right? He didn't use persuasive words, but he did it with the demonstrators of the spiritual power that he has. So that the power that he has, which is God's power, will become the thing that they will look at and realize, wait a minute, this is not just human wisdom here. This is how God's power work. So because God's power work through him, they could believe God through the power that they saw in evidence. He was able to do some things because he believed some things, and therefore the power that he had influenced the people. That's how powerful we could, in other words, we could influence the nations what to do. Right? The second thing is wisdom. Wisdom over AI. Now, Proverbs says that the fruit of the righteous is the tree of life, but he who wins souls is wise. Win souls has to do with persuading people, nations, influencing them through wisdom, letting them see what they want to achieve, what the fulfillment, the satisfaction they're looking for is in this, is in Christ, or is in God, is in what God has already provided, right? They want satisfaction, they want fulfillment, they want peace, they want prosperity, they want um, uh, control, they want dominion, they want to be able to plan their lives and execute, with progress and with success. They want that, but they don't know how to get it. He's saying if we win souls, if we influence the souls of people and let them know this is how we could get it, we are wise. We use wisdom to do that. All right. Now, this wisdom over AI comes from God, right? This Proverbs chapter 2 is a passage you should read over, and the whole chapter should read over and over. It is saying here that when you actually seek wisdom, you'll understand the fear of the Lord, the knowledge of God, because God is the one who gives the wisdom and the knowledge, true knowledge, not artificial intelligence, original intelligence, knowledge and understanding. All right, that's how powerful it is. Also, if we ignore it, we'll be like stupid people. No, the stupid people, stupidity brings happiness to the senseless fools. So don't be a fool. Have good sense and follow the straight path. Don't be a fool where social media and everything just influencing you to do whatever you want. Do foolishness. No. Have some good sense, see the deception in it, and make the right decisions. All right. Now, here are some exercises I have for you. What is the artificial intelligence? What is a human being? Do you identify as a human? What can humans do? What can humans in Christ do? What do you think? Or who do you belong to? Look at that. Who do you belong to? What is your purpose from God that God has given you? Do you know? Do you know why you're here? What does God think or feel about you? Do you know that God loves you? Are you sure about that? All right. Also, how can you use AI? How can you dominate AI? How can you use AI to find your identity? Can you use AI to find your identity or to find your purpose? Can you? Right? What's the difference between right? The difference between AI and humans? Very important. What about this? How can you use AI to find to fulfill God's purpose for your life? Right? How can you use AI, right, to fulfill God's purpose for you? Very important. How much time do you spend on your devices, your phone, your tablet, watching TV, watching your phone? How much time do you spend? Because if you want to fulfill, you want to dominate AI, you have to know this. You have to be very careful with this. How much time do you spend learning on your device? Not just using it, not just spending time watching everything, just flowing, let the algorithm lead you. In other words, because what is happening when you're looking at jokes and you're looking at entertainment, what is happening is the AI is leading you. You are not in control. The AI is in control. It's just sending more and sending more and sending more. You just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling without thinking. That is where the AI is dominating you. Here's what you have to do. You have to be able to know what to do with the technology, with the device. Because the AI that's going to be in the device in the future, if you don't learn if you don't learn with the device, the AI is going to learn you and lead you. You are supposed to be the leader, not the AI, not the device. How much time do you spend with God, which is the person who created you, which is the one who knows what is the best thing to do with the device, with the AI? How much time do you spend learning from God? Not just spending God, listening and learning, reading His Word, trying to understand Him, questioning Him, getting Him to respond to you, interacting with Him, so He can learn. You can learn from Him, and He can lead you, and you can become the leader. See, when you fulfill your purpose, when you're fulfilling your purpose, what happens is that God makes you the king of your thing or the queen of your seed, right? Because you're right, you're royal citizen of a kingdom, you're royalty, right? Do you believe God above everything else, above AI? Do you believe God above the entertainment, above the music, above the jokes that you're reading, above the social media, above the games, above the things that are coming to you, that are attracting your attention? Because the currency of the present generation and the future is who can get your attention the most. Attention is the currency. They're focusing on capturing your attention and keeping it. They're not gonna give you things that are gonna turn you off. They're gonna give you things that you like, that you savor, that you enjoy, and they will capture you and deceive you into believing them more than God. So you have to make a decision. Who are you gonna believe more? Who are you gonna focus on learning from more? The device, the algorithm, the social media, the platforms, revealing yourself, just putting yourself out there and being deceived. when there are a lot of people who have profiles that looks nothing like them, the information in the profile have nothing concerning them, they make up stuff. Are you going to learn from that system, or are you going to learn from God, the true intelligence, not artificial, original intelligence, which also includes wisdom? Remember those two things, wisdom and influence, are the two things you have to learn how to operate with to dominate AI, or else AI was going to dominate you. So choose, make a choice. Everybody have freedom of choice. All right. I hope you enjoy this. Humans and machines, humans and AI. I hope you understand the benefits, applications, usage, and even the dangers of AI in the future. Now, I'm Kevin. My contact information is in the description and on this page. You can set up a meeting with me. You can contact me for me to do a training for you, or with your people, with your groups, in any of the areas, whether it's in prompt engineering, learning to use the AI, whether it's in creating the bots, which in creating the agents. um, I'm learning as well, but I am at a particular level where I can still help some people. If you want further information on any of these areas, you want me to go deeper, just put a comment in the description, or make a comment on the video. Send me a link, connect with me through my meeting app, or you see my phone number in the description. You could add me on WhatsApp, and you could ask questions. Connect with me on Facebook, World Solutions Foundation on Facebook, Youth Mentor Training on YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel with a lot of videos. This same YouTube channel, you can connect with me, you can go through the videos, and you can learn a lot. All right. And you can also come and connect with me and let me do, if you want me to do more training for you in this area, in the area of leadership, mentorship. I do mentorship for youths, I do mentorship training adults, how to mentor youths, right? In different organizations, in the communities that you live in. I'm doing it in the community I'm living right now. I've done it in churches, other organizations. So mentorship training is available. um, Counseling for fathers and sons, that's available as well. So all these things are available. How to use machines. I've been teaching technology for the last 30 years, right? Not in a school, but freelance. I teach. I used to teach with National Energy Skill Center. I used to teach even at UE, where I had to do some training for lecturers in how to use some technology. That was part of me being an administrator, as a network administrator. I had to train them how to use modern technology to influence youth, or to lecture youth using technology. So that's part of the program I did. So all of these things, and as I learn AI, I'm also available to teach AI as well. All right. So if you have any questions and information, just let me know. All the links in the description. Link with the labor force will be in the description. You'll also have links to some of the masters I'm doing and the programs I'm doing, right? Even with the link to my AI, my chatbot, you will have that, which focuses on succession planning. That will be in the description as well. All right. So let me know if this is something that you like to learn, like to know more about, and contact me. Hey, see you. All right. God bless. Bye bye.